This is GACenter, your look at the Grand Arena Championships of content creators from around the globe. Here are your hosts, Flair from Gaming Embers and the Nev from the Escape Pod Cast.
Hello, Governor. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4-month roundup. It's the 4th month of GACenter's season, and this is our monthly roundup. You already know the stats, but we like to give a kind of like a feel for how all of the competitors have done over the last 4 weeks.
A cursory overview of the 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's an overview of the 4th month. We've got 2 months left of the season, but
and also, if you manage to somehow miss the last 4 episodes, and it's like, oh hey, you come to this one and just figure out, hey, how did they do across the month period?
Yeah, exactly. And I am like really bugging the crap out of CG at the moment for the cut for the when you get Kyber or when you get Erodium, you get something and it flashes up on your screen to tell you that you've got Erodium or that you've got Kyber, and when you're playing the game and it flashes up on your screen when you get them. I am bugging the crap out of CG for that at the moment, so that we can add it to this show. So when we talk about someone, if they got Kyber at the end of the month, I can hit a key and it can flash up on the screen. But they're ignoring my emails at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm gonna do an Andy Dufresne from I'm gonna do an Andy Dufresne, and I'm just gonna keep emailing them over and over and over again until they just get sick of my emails and just cave in. And it's like, here it is. Here's the damn video. Just stop emailing us.
You need to do a Dear Doja episode and Dear Doja Fett.
Yes, I've been doing those. I haven't done one tonight because I've been busy prepping and crunching for the show.
We have important things to do.
But yeah, no, I'm still going to try and get one out every weeknight. So I did want. I've got a really nice setup now. I cannot wait for GAC this week. You guys are just going to, my new format for GAC. Oh yeah, I've been hard at getting all of the new cutaways. I've got some new losers, I've got some new winners, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait for next 3v3. You know I get excited about 3v3, Flair.
You like your 3v3.
I love my 3v3. Anyway, enough tittle tattle.
We should do the normal show stuff.
Yeah, we should get on with a normal show, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
let's bring it up.
This is the part where I say any follows, bits, subs, cheers, anything like that. We will recognize that at the end of the show. Our mods will recognize it in chat. But anyways, we're gonna move right along into Commander Cody. Into Commander Cody 66, going 11-1 for the month. I've got to say, really well. Week 1 was where his one loss for the month came from. He went 2-1. But the rest of the weeks after that was 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. He only lost 3 battles across the course of the month, so not a full suite of triple crowns. He had, I think, 1 or 2 this month, but did a solid bang up job in terms of his performance. So starting off strong with 11-1 for Commander Cody.
And brain kill. 9-3 could have been so much better. Could have been so much better. He went off to a flying start. I mean, he picked up 5 flawless victories this month, 3 full clears. So he had 1 whammy and he had 1 triple crown, because he did, that 1 week he missed getting a full clear completely. But then week 4, no data, nothing. Didn't join. I don't know if it was because he didn't join. Don't know if it's because he got booted. Just no data, no report. So unfortunately, a 9-3 for brain kill this month.
Bulldog, surprise.
Yeah, what surprise.
12-0. Now, Bulldog had a couple of events during the course of this month where he did not get full clears. But even then, here's the thing: like where his roster stands. And this was a special month. He was in Div 5, but because of the changes we made to the format and like me, for example, backing off when I was still in Div 5, he was the only remaining Div 5 account in GACenter. So we tracked him with Div 4. Even for having a Div 5 account, he's got Gas, he's got his Darth Revan, he's got all of these powerful teams, and it shows on his defense. So even if he doesn't get a full clear, he's still winning. So 12-0, excellent job for Bulldog.
Infidum went 11-1. Oh, you hate to see that one. Everybody's looking for perfection, the 12-0. I mean, he had an absolutely cracking month. Great score, not that many losses, picked up 8 flawless victories and 3 full clears. It was just that one battle. So, I mean, 2 triple crowns and a triple whammy this month. Yeah, he'll be kicking himself that he didn't either get the 3rd triple crown or the double whammy. But 11-1, still very, very, very good. And there is Div 4. And just regarding Bulldog, it wasn't that he locked in. When he locked in, he actually was across the threshold for Div 4. But you know what happens when GAC comes out? It
tracks where you stand.
It tracks where you stand before you lock in, because the exact same thing happened on my alt account this month. Mm-hmm. It put me in 6, but before I locked in, I crossed the 2 mil threshold. So technically, I'm Div 5, but I'm competing in Div 6 for the month. So that's what happened with Bulldog. But we still had to recognize.
And I would do that a couple of times. I would wait until I knew what SWGOH was going to put me in before I pushed over and then locked in.
And that's unfortunately that's what I did. So you will not be facing my alt, unfortunately. But there will come a time.
My count's at 2.4 now, so it's starting to climb a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to catch it. Anyway, let's move on to Div 3.
We're moving on straight away to the Lone Gunman, going 10-2 this month. The start of his weeks went really well. 3-0 for the week 1, 3-0 for week 2. Weeks 3 and 4, unfortunately, were where he had his 2-1s, and he just had a couple of rough matches just throughout the course of these months. But you do see that he has quite a bit of holds, and definitely a lack of full clears on a couple of weeks. But hey, 10-2 is still excellent. We're still in that Kyber territory in terms of what you're having to play to reach that Kyber tier. So excellent job for the Lone Gunman.
Stone had a good month, kicked himself when he lost that one round, but yeah, he was absolutely flying, picked up 7 flawless victories, 3 full clears. He lost one and he didn't get the full clear on one. He didn't have the best last week. The curse of round 3, unfortunately. But he did still pick up 1 triple whammy, and he did pick up 1 triple crown this month. So all in all, a really, really decent month for Stone.
On to Orlamar. And Orlamar, I mean, again, kind of a surprise. He went 12-0. Just an excellent job. Not flawless victories, obviously. He had 19 losses over the course of the month. But hey, when you're rocking the way that Orlamar has been going, you don't care. Just you take the victories and you run with them. So excellent job, 12-0, Orlamar.
Renard the Fox, our favorite German fox. He went 11-1. So many people, kind of lost it towards the end of the month. And yeah, we know that it gets hard, and it clearly got hard for Renard, but he still had a good solid month. He picked up 7 flawless victories, 4 full clears. So he had 2 triple whammies and a triple crown. So he was still getting the full clears, but yeah, it was just that one that screwed him over, unfortunately. 11-1 for our favorite German fox.
It's Moyo. Moyo rocking it as well with a 12-0 this month. Only 5 losses over the course of 4 weeks. Excellent work there. Solid performance just throughout every single week. No real issues. Really excited to see where he's coming up here in the next month. 12-0 for Moyo.
V had a good month. Normally he has this tendency to go 12-0, but he just had this one bad round, and that literally was all it was. It was just one bad round. I think it was a Night Sister team that he had difficulty against. blistering month, though. 8 flawless victories, 3 full clears, 2 triple crowns, and a triple whammy. And he just lost it in that last week, unfortunately. But he's still going to be happy with 11-1.
Andy Beads 7-5. When you poor Andy, first 2 weeks he went 2-1, which is kind of normal. He has, either he runs into an opposition in round 2 or round 3. But he did come back for a surprise in week 3, going 3-0. Unfortunately, in week 4, he got a little too carried away unlocking a certain space character in a Marvel related collector game that we're not going to talk about on this show, and forgot to lock in. So we on GACenter we count failing to lock in as a 0 for 3. So he is 7-5.
Unfortunate.
Sorry, Andy.
Marco did not have a good month either. Unfortunately, he only went 7-5. I mean, he did still pick up a couple of flawless victories, and he picked up 5 full clears, but he only got 1 triple whammy this month. He had far too many 1 and 2s. That was his undoing, basically. The 1 and 2s totally destroyed him. So, unfortunately, a 7-5 finish for Marco this month. And there's Div 3. Moyo kicking it at the top, taking the lead from Orlamar.
He is killing it right now.
Look at that. Look at that butter difference. Oh.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a matter of like a single territory, 1 or 2 territories in a GAC that's the difference between them right now.
Yeah, I mean, because it is normally at the end of the month, it does tend to be Orlamar that finishes at the top of the shop with his 12 and 0s. So Moyo's going to be really, really pleased to see that he pipped Orlamar at the end of this month. He's going to be even happier to know that Orlamar has been promoted to Division 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Moyo could be the one. It's basically going to be a fight between Moyo and Vendetta in Div 3, with Orlamar getting promoted to Div 2. Well, let's move on to Div 2.
On to Div 2. We are starting off with Scribe. Scribe, 3-0s for the first 2 weeks. Had very little issues. Had a 2-1 in week 3. And we just got no data in week 4. No data, no report, no information like that. So just without the ability to pull back and to figure out what happened there, we had to give him a 0 for 3. Obviously, as data comes back, because we've had this issue sometimes with like a GG. This is stuff that gets updated on the full boards. But when we're talking about the month, we're calling a 0 for 3 right now. So 8-4. Scribe.
Lil Gator. Now, Lil Gator's very lucky because he's been unfortunate in that he's not been posting any reports. And for 3 weeks on the trot, we've been bugged out on the data that we get from SWGOH.GG. So for the last 3 weeks, we've had nothing. And then boom, all of a sudden, at weeks 2 and weeks 3, we're on SWGOH.GG. So we know that he got a 9-3 this month. No flawless victories, only 5 full clears, and 1 triple whammy this month. And week 4 was a no-show. It's no data. It's we don't know if he was booted. We don't know if he just failed to join. We just don't know. I'm sure at some point in the not too distant future, fingers crossed, he'll let us know. 9-3 for the month for Lil Gator.
It's a fart mart.
Fart mart.
Your returning sworn nemesis.
My returning sworn nemesis.
You had a 1 month break from having to deal with him existing in the same division as you.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, he ended his last month in Div 2 going 11-1, and we know how Fort Mort acts. He operates with a heavy defense setup most of the time. So even though he has 36 losses, his holds are where that matters. He has a lot of holds and a lot of rounds where people just did not full clear him. Sometimes they just looked and it's like, I can't do anything. No. So 11-1 for Fortmore.
Bomber had a absolutely blinding month. I mean, that beautiful banner score, 23,401. He was absolutely annihilating his opponents. Absolutely annihilating them. I don't think he got a single full clear below 2,100. That's how good he was. I mean, he picked up 7 flawless victories, 3 full clears, and this month he had 2 triple crowns and a triple whammy. So it was just that one loss that screwed him over, which was like the weirdest round ever. I remember reporting on it last week. It was just so weird because he got absolutely annihilated by his opponent. He lost to both the Revens. He even lost to a Carthanasi team in the final week. So something went wrong in week 4, but still an excellent month, 11-1.
On to Kate Gaming going 9-3. Week 1 was at 2-1, but the next 2 weeks after that, she was rocking it, going 3-0s for both weeks. Unfortunately, we get to week 4, and for a lot of players, you had this issue of week 4 where you're facing against some of the tougher opponents, and unfortunately went in with a 1-2. She did a little experiment on some stuff, but hey, still a 9-3 is still an excellent job. It's kind of sitting there in the middle of the pack, especially in this group. So good job, Kate.
Yeah, and the only competitor in this division to score over 100 wins this month as well.
Ooh, yeah, that for sure.
Jake AW, 10-2 for Jake this month. He had a pretty solid month. Wasn't getting the flawless victories at all. Only got 2 flawless victories. Everything seemed to be coming from full clears. So he was having a little bit of a bumpy ride here and there. But I mean, when you're getting the full clears, 1 or 2 or 3 losses here and there, it really, really doesn't matter. That's where the grit and the determination comes. He did pick up a couple of triple whammies this month. No crowns, but 10-2 is still a really solid month.
And rounding out our Div 2 coverage is Geek Girl. The other half of the Bounty Honeys going 7-5. She was really consistent the first 3 weeks, going 2-1, 2-1, and 2-1. Unfortunately, tragedy struck again in week 4, going 1-2. And it's not that she wasn't doing really well in some of her battles. She just ran into issues. A couple of battles would just hit, and everything just kind of escalated from there. So 7-5 for Geek Girl.
And there is Div 2. Bomber is at the top, and Bomber beating out Fortmore on banners, but you kind of expect that. Even with that absolute nightmare round that Bomber had, you do kind of expect Bomber to always finish at the top during the month, because Fortmore does go heavy D. He does like going heavy D. But as we know, Fortmore is going up to Division 1 next month. So I kind of think Bomber's going to run away with it. I really do. I think about all of the Division 2 people that have been promoted this so far this season over the last 4 months. The only person with real bite left in Division 2 that can really, really make a mark is going to be Bomber, because so many people from Division 3 got promoted to Division 2. So, lots of ups and downs, but Division 1, Division 2, still going to be interesting over the next couple of months. So, it's time for a break, innit?
Yeah.
Time for a break.
It's time for a break already. Good Lord.
Yeah, I know. Good Lord. We're blistering through this. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side of...
Absolutely. All right, Neil, that ends our coverage.
It does. It does.
But as mentioned, we we are playing the patron video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was supposed to go in break 1, but we have it here in break 2. Just a simple mistake. No harm done. We're gonna play that, and then after that, we are actually going to be talking about this Premier League that we've been hyping up over the last little bit. And Neil, you've been kind of the guy who's been kind of forming all the ideas about this, and you've got a couple of things that we're going to talk about that, and we'll just see how this goes.
Yep. Okay. After this break.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the month report right here on the GACenter Patreon leaderboard. This leaderboard is brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Pod cast. I am Paul Anthony, and I, as always, am joined by my robotic life partner, Newbie, right on over there. All right. Do you want to have your GACenter performance, or GAC performance, if you will, tracked right here on the show, but you're not a content creator yet? Sign up at patreon.com/theescapepod at the Kyber combatant level and get featured on here every single week. Here is our final board for the month as we crown Schnarman the king, this time around with 11 wins, 1 loss, and an impressive 0 battles lost with 12 full clears. The holds award goes to Force Strong 1 with 35 holds this past season, but he also picks up the dunce cap, though, with the most losses. Now, peak banner performance goes to Bringer. Speaking of past, he just squeaked by Dr. JoJo with less than 600 banner difference. Now, my fellow SWGOH players, I wanted to sit down for just a moment and personally congratulate this man who took it home this month. Welcome to the Patreon leaderboard segment, everybody. Schnarman, this is your first ever Patreon leaderboard champion, and welcome to the commercial. I mean show. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, how did it feel to when all the numbers were crunched to be right there on the top of the leaderboard?
It was great. Still went 11-1, so could have been a little bit better, but I'm happy with it.
Now that 11-1, that 1 loss, what happened?
He just outplayed me. I still full cleared and I got all my wins, but he just did it better. So you'll have that sometimes, I guess.
Do you remember how close it was? Was it like 10 banners? Was it 20 banners?
Yeah, I think he beat me by 8.
By 8 banners. Well, I mean, you lose some and then you learn some. That's definitely what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
so going into this month, it's 3 versus 3 this time around. Do you have any plans, any tricks up your sleeve that you're hoping you'll be able to pull out?
I don't know. I'm moving up to Division 4, so I'll be running Darth Revan a lot. Just got my Malevolence, so I don't know. I think it's going to be good. My last 3v3 season, that's when I placed top 10, so I like 3v3.
All right, so we expect to see you back up there near the top of the leaderboard again this season.
Now that I say that.
Any smack talk for the rest of the leaderboard this time around?
No, they were great. They were actually helpful. So great group.
Well, guys, congratulations, Schnarman. I'm sincerely proud of you, and look forward to see how you're going to do this coming season. Bringer's on your tail, man. Bringer really wants that crown. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for this week. Once a new week starts up, it's time for you guys to get in there. So if you want to see your name up here as well, join at the Kyber combatant level by midnight November 8th to get in on the fun. For the noob, for Schnarman, I'm Paul Anthony. Be nice to each other, damn it. We throw it back to the Nev and Flair for Division 1 right here on GACenter. Take it away, boys.
So yeah, let's talk about the big boys then, shall we?
Yeah, it's big boy time.
It's big boy time.
It's me to start. My turn, not yours. So Wrangler, our favorite space cowboy, 6 and 6, really up and down month, like really up and down month. 3 flawless victories, 3 full clears, only picked up 1 triple whammy, and he got the wooden spoon in week 4. So, yeah, I mean, getting 3 and 0s, getting whammies, getting flawless victories, and a wooden spoon at the end of the month. Wrangler literally did everything this month. 6 and 6, not the best, but you can't say it's the worst.
On to Wiggins-Bog going 10 and 2. 3-0. 3-0s for most of the week, except for this oddity that occurred in week 2. And even when we were talking about it, everyone was kind of like, this is just kind of weird, right in the middle of everything. Just a 1 and 2. Still did an excellent job though, banner wise. Wiggins does really good, but This was just an odd one. This is an oddity. 10-2, Wiggins-Bog.
Whatever with a perfect run. And I do mean, absolutely blistering month. Without a doubt, one of the best months I think he's ever had. 12-0, 9 flawless victories, 3 full clears. He got 3 triple whammies and a triple crown this month. It could not have gone any better. Unless, of course, you switch those triple whammies to crowns. But I don't think he's going to be complaining anytime soon. 12-0.
Oh, hi there, Neil.
Hi there.
So, hey, what happened in week 2?
I joined, but it did not send my data to the server. Same thing that happened to poor old Mr. Gigabachi.
So, honestly, that made the last half of your month easy. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I went 9-3. I didn't lose. I didn't lose a damn thing.
Hey, you went 9-3 though. We have to count those data errors and stuff like that as an 0 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, Neil.
Whatever. Spartan did not have a good month. In fact, I think he had his worst month like ever. I mean, week 2 was a no-show for him. He forgot to join. And those 5 out of the 7, the 5 out of the 12 victories were all full clears. Didn't get a whammy, didn't get any crowns, didn't get any flawless victories. Didn't even make 5 digits in banners. So a really, really poor month for Spartan, unfortunately. 5-7.
And Mr. Gigabachi, our crazy surfer beach bum dude, going 8-4. Started off with we look at, he went 2-1 in week 1, but then after that, he bit the same curse as you did. You both drank from the same punch apparently, and caused y'all to miss week 2. But after that, he just absolutely smashed weeks 3 and 4. No problem whatsoever. It's just a shame to have that happen in week 2. So 8-4, Gigabachi.
Ranby didn't have a... Oh, God, yeah. Ranby just, really didn't have a good month. If it wasn't 1-2, it was 2-1. It was just a bad month. 6 full clears. That's it. No flawless victories, no whammies, no crowns. I mean, he still got 100 wins. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he was still getting the full clears. So he was still getting the banner score for getting full clears, but they just weren't full clear wins, unfortunately. Way too many losses, despite getting a decent amount of holds. So 6-6 for Ramby, unfortunately.
Squeeze. 9-3 for this month. Biscuit's been having some fun. There's a couple of those rounds, and one of them was just the fact that he just forgot to attack. Not forgot to attack. Life was busy, and he wasn't able to get back to his game in time to fight, and so that occurred in that last week. But so he had a 2-1 in week 1, 3-0s for 2 and 3, and then week 4 was his 1-2. He got slapped a little bit, but a 9-3 is still pretty good. Excellent job, Biscuit.
Bitcoin, 12-0. No surprises there, because he didn't have to play his girlfriend. 7 flawless victories, 5 full clears, 4. Count them, 4 triple whammies. The dude is just unbeatable at the moment. He's absolutely unbeatable. 47-1. That's an incredible record.
Yeah. He's been killing it. His performance. On to Yeti, 11-1. And a lot. I'm trying to remember how it's been for the last couple of months. That loss always came at the very end of the month, it seemed, but this month was the reversal. He had a lost it in week 1, going 2-1, but everything after that was smooth sailing. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, using all of his tools to his disposal, using SWGOH.gg, who probably gives us all the data that we use for the show, to help craft expert defenses and just to smash his opponent and put them into traps, and it shows in how he performs. Even though he didn't, clear 100 wins or anything like that, the wins overall, the round wins speak for themselves. So 11-1 for Yeti.
And that is the Division 1 Freshman League. So whatever we'll be happy with where he finished. Obviously, Bitcoin and whatever pretty much did the exact same thing. The main difference being whatever pipped him with 1 triple crown.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was literally the difference. The banner difference of 1 triple crown. But hey, we're going to be welcoming somebody new to the division. So the Division 1 freshman is about to get bigger as my nemesis returns. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So we've done the big boys. It's time to do the big boys now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do the big boys.
Bigger boys?
And we start off with Ranger.
He's Ranger.
Ranger Danger. Ranger went 9-3 this month. Very, very good showing. Didn't get all the wins he wanted. Only picked up a single flawless victory, but he did absolutely floor his opponent with 7 full clears. Got a couple of wins in there without the full clears, so he's still going to be very, very happy with that. Got a considerable amount of holds, but unfortunately, no whammies, no triple crowns. But still, 9-3 for the Ranger.
Hey. Is Kyber life and life is Kyber?
Kyber's life. Life is Kyber.
On to Scorch, going 6-6. Scorch kind of has it rough every so often. The way that his roster is, he plays with his toys and he has fun with it. The first 3 of the 4 weeks were consistent for him. 1 and 2. It was 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Slap, slap, slap. Not always because of just getting shut down. Some of those were banner efficiency battles. But he came back. Gosh, if I actually knew anything about wrestling, I would try and come up with some wrestling story about him coming from backstage, new and improved in week 4, where he just absolutely pile drived his opponent to the ground, his opponents that week to the ground, taking a 3-0. So hey, the show continues. And he definitely made a great effort towards the end of it. Excellent job, Scorch.
So close to a triple crown in the last week. So close.
Really good in week 4.
I was willing him on while I was watching him do it, and he just didn't quite make it, unfortunately. It's a shame, but you'll get there, buddy. You'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Paul went 6-6 this month. He's definitely getting better. He's adopted some new tactics. Now, I mean, he only got 2 flawless victories and 3 full clears, which were wins, but he did actually pick up a lot more clearances. He did actually still clear his opponent's clock. He wasn't as efficient as his opponent, and he just got out-bannered. So it wasn't that he wasn't clearing the board, it's just that his opponent was pipping him at the post for banners. But still, 6-6, it's a lot better. Much, much improved.
Mud Bum is bumming it up, squeaking by, squeaky clean bum. I don't know. He went 8-4. Started off really good in week 1, had absolutely no problems. Then week 3 struck. And I remember this week very well because basically, as he put it, all 3 rounds were the same freaking situation. The counters that he tried to use just flopped epically. There was not enough alcohol in the fridge to handle the devastation he was dealing with. And it was just an 0-for-3. He came back strong, though, in week 3 with a 3-0. Unfortunately, couldn't clean it up as well. He's got a little bit of dirt left on that bum with a 2-1 in week 4. So 8-4 overall.
That's No Moon. Had a very, very good month. Only single-digit losses. Went 11-1. Picked up 8 flawless victories, 3 full clears, and along the way, got a triple whammy and a triple crown. You can't complain with that. Scored very, very nice in total banners. Excellent win total. And like I said, only 7 losses all month. A single-digit monthly loss total is very, very good. 11-1 for That's No Moon.
On to Macias, or Mayhemic Modder, or however you would want to pronounce it, going 10-2, 3-0s for 3 of his weeks, with week 2 being the one where real life struck, going 1-2, and look, we get it. Real life happens. And there's absolutely nothing wrong about that. But hey, as he has been going through these weeks, he has had constant battles without any Galactic Legends versus 1 and 2 Galactic Legends and still killing it. But he is now joining the Galactic Legends Club. So we'll be keeping a close eye and seeing how he performs in 3v3 with a GL. So 10-2 for Macias.
It's just Ian had a good month. 10-2. Excellent banner total score. Nice wins. Probably could have done without a couple of those losses. I think, he was just, I think it was just bad RNG, some of those losses. Only picked up a couple of flawless victories. Did pick up 7 full clears. Only the 1 triple whammy to show for this month, unfortunately. But still, 10-2 is an excellent score at the end of the month.
On to Gridden Grizzy, the man with the hair, 3-0 in week 1. But everything after this week, either were efficiency battles or just getting crushed. Week 2 was a 2-1, and then week 3 is where 1 and 2 struck tragedy strikes. He scrapped it by coming back in week 4 with a 2-1. And hopefully, how he's been playing and everything will not carry over into this next 3v3, and hopefully we'll start to see back true to form of high performing full offense strategy GAC play.
Right, Thad, 2-10. He got 2 full clears. That was it. He got wooden spoons in weeks 3 and weeks 4. And he did not even get the better loss total this month. Paul, who went 6-6 and did considerably better than him, got more losses than him. So Thad, not only are you terrible at winning, but you're also terrible at losing.
I think I made this joke last week as well.
2-10 for Thaddeus. Bad at winning, bad at losing.
Let's be honest, this is no surprise. Fruit Ninja Mike, 12-0. Every single week, absolutely no problem. Even though he has 27 losses, some of these were just little scripts here and there, and some of them were, playing to, just to get through and win. Couple of rounds where people just couldn't clear him. Fruit Ninja Mike performs, and he performs well. So don't look at those losses and think that, oh, that's something to kind of worry about. No, his performance shows. It was 12-0. Excellent job, Fruit Ninja Mike.
End all be all again, the king of defense. 12-0 for the month. 4 flawless victories, 8 full clears, and a monumental 4 triple whammies for the month. It's just good. You just love to see it. End all be all, doing well, kicking ass.
Not to mention, many weeks he just was not cleared at all.
Yeah.
So,
he goes weeks without being cleared.
Absolutely. Get your pickles out, because we're talking about Finn. Finn doing a little bit better than his partner in crime, going 11-1 this month. 3-0s the first 3 weeks. No real problems at all. Couple losses here and there. But he knew he had his Kyber secured in week 4, so he had to play a little bit. Taking a couple losses here, a couple losses there. He did lose a round in week 4, but still rocked it pretty strong. 11-1 for Finn.
And we're on to DPK, who went 6-6, like a couple of other people did this month. It's tough at the top for the big boys. We've had a couple of the big boys going 6-6. Only 5 full clears, no flawless victories, no triple whammies, no triple crowns. Struggled to get clearances of his opponents, and it showed with the 6-6, unfortunately. But can't win them all.
Can't win them all. DB official going 8-4. Had a couple of rough ones as well for him. 3-0. He started off strong with a 3-0 in week 1. But unfortunately, 1-2 in week 2, and that just kind of cascaded into 2-1s for weeks 3 and 4. You can definitely tell just by his total win count that not a lot of full clears here and there. With not a lot of losses though. So a lot of them just one loss and okay, we're done here. But hey, DB 8-4. It's not an awful score to have, but it could definitely be better. And hopefully we'll see him come back true to form as we progress.
Cubs fan Ham with the 9-3. 2 flawless victories, 7 full clears. Only got 1 triple whammy. Only the 1 solitary triple whammy this month. Normally picks up a couple. But unfortunately, he, like many other people towards the end of the month, weren't getting clearances with their wins. So even though you kind of hope to get the full clearance with the win so that you can at least get a whammy, Cubs just wasn't getting there. So unfortunately, it's only a 9-3, 1 triple whammy. Still 9-3, good month.
Wrapping out our standard division coverage is Black Mamba, killing it really well with an 11-1. Not full clears all the time. He did not do a full sweep every single week. Only taking 105 wins, just a couple of wins short. But dude is just doing an excellent job. He's been killing it really well. The only loss came from week 4. A lot of these players that did really well, that usually it was week 4 that just where it happened. But hey, at that point, Kyber is secured, so you don't worry about it as much, and that's fine. So 11-1 for Black Mamba.
And there is the bottom. Ranger is the top of the bottom. I don't know how he's going to feel about that. If he was in chat, we could ask him, but he's not. So I'm just going to get away with saying Ranger is the top of the bottom.
So is he the butt?
Yeah, and going nerdy, look, look at that. Look at that. Absolutely destroyed by Paul. 345 losses this month to 183. So Thaddeus can't even get his losing right.
He's not good at winning, and he's not good at losing.
No, he's not.
Come on, Thad.
Yeah, come on, Thad. Let's have a look at the top. Oh, Endo catching Mike up on banner difference. I mean, 9 banners. 9 banners.
And a lot of that probably just has to do with the battle losses that Fringe Mike had. He had more. What is this? 18 more battle losses than End All Be All.
Not seen a month that close before.
Yeah, no, 9 banner difference.
9 banner difference. Not seen. Usually it's like double or triple digits. Never seen a single banner digit at the end of a month. That's a first.
That's insane. And Moon catching Moon kind of right behind them.
So okay, it's time for the big boys.
So the biggest of boys.
The biggest of the boys. And we start off with Zarath, who had a good month. He didn't like his loss, but, who does? 11-1, picked up 6 flawless victories, 4 full clears, and he got a whammy and a triple crown to boot. Not that many losses, loads of defensive holds, excellent banner score over the 20,000 mark, 11-1 for Zarath.
And his partner in crime, Solo, probably kick himself a little bit because Zarath doing better than him. 2 wins more. Solo going 9-3 this month. First 3 weeks we're all the same. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. He came back at it though and scored a solid 3-0. But hey, I mean, both of them they're probably sitting there together, and Zarath's probably like, I did better than you this month. Sorry, buddy. But hey, Solo still does an excellent job. They both do excellent jobs. 9-3.
Rambam is not gonna like that. Yeah, Rambam did not like this month at all. Ando loved Rambam's month, but Rambam did not like Rambam's month. So 6-6, only 1 solitary flawless victory, 5 full clears, no whammies, no crowns, no glory for Mace. Way too many losses, 50 losses this month. He is not going to be happy with that. And he just struggled I think he struggled on about a half a dozen rounds where he just could not clear his opponent. So unfortunately, 6-6 for Rambam.
Mandy, even though Mandalore going 8-4 this month, when you look at his actual performance, he had a lot of full clears. 108 wins over the course of the month. That's kicking up there with a lot of them. The problem was a lot of his losses were efficiency battles. He'd lose one battle here, and he'd get full cleared there. But a lot of them were literally just a matter of banners. So even though he's going 8-4, his per week performance was wonderful. It's just that you play your A game, and sometimes your opponent brings their A plus game. So 8-4 for Mandalore.
Lazy Turtle claims this is probably one of his best months. 10-2 for the month, 3 flawless victories, 7 full clears, 2 triple whammies. Really, really comfortable banner score. All the wins were there. Not that many losses, and he got some really, really good holds. So whoever's been helping him with his defense, kudos to you, because you helped Lazy Turtle get a 10-2 this month.
On to Klesso, going 11-1. It's a solid job. Another one of the what was it? What is it? Gambit Alliance what was GAC standing for again? I blank on this every time. But
what's the what? Sorry, it's the
GAC.
It's the Gambit Alliance crew, isn't it?
Gambit Alliance
creators.
Creators. Sorry. There we go. And
creators.
Gambit Alliance of Creators. As typical amongst that bunch of players, Klesso doing an excellent job. 108 wins, and very few losses. Only 11-1. His one loss coming from week 2, but the other 3 weeks just killing it. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and he's enjoying playing with the toys that he has. Excellent work, Klesso.
JJ didn't have the best month. 7-5, it's not the worst that could have happened, but the losses just really, really kicked him. They really, really kicked him where he really didn't want to be kicked, unfortunately. Didn't pick up any flawless victories. None whatsoever. There was always a team standing in his way. I mean, he did still get 7 full clears on his way to those 7 victories, but he didn't pick up any triple whammies, and he didn't pick up any triple crowns. Really, really tough week for Jake Johnson this month.
Indigo 9-3. Couple of issues. He had a 2-1 in week 1, and just kind of starting off on a little bit of a bad foot, and then kind of trips in week 2 with an uncharacteristic 1-2. After that, he played true to form, 3-0 and 3-0 in weeks 3 and 4. 5 wins short of kind of the full house of wins, but hey, 9-3, it's still not a bad job, and still excellent performance from Indigo.
Now, this is not a typo. It really is 3-9. Despite 24,000 plus banners, 104 wins, only 21 losses and 8 holds. It doesn't make sense when you look at it. It really, really doesn't. Heinze's month, this month, was so massively improved on all previous months. He wasn't, you look at his first 3 months, he wasn't getting wins. He was getting considerably more losses. But for some reason, the RNG Gods just cursed him this month. He was getting out-bannered by single digits. He got out-bannered by single digits in rounds so many times this month. It hurt to watch. It really, really did. So unfortunately, it's a 3-9, but that is not a true reflection of just how well he did actually perform as an individual this month. We should, with some sacrifices to the RNG Gods, see a better score next month.
I think the RNG Gods kind of were trying to figure out how many different ways they could give him the middle finger.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, they did it 9 times. On to Dylar. Dylar going 8-4. Had a 2-1 in weeks 1 and 2. performed excellently well in week 3 of the 3-0, but week 4 happened, and
Oof,
week 4 was a 1-2. And just looking at the overall score for the month, 100 wins, just eight wins shy of the kind of that full sweep that everyone's been doing. 15 losses, 30 holds though, still a decent amount of banners, 23,679. So a lot of these battles were, a couple of efficiencies, lack of full clears. But hey, Dylar still doing good, 8-4.
And it's on to the Grand Admiral, who scored 9-3. Good banner score, wins in the triple digits, just too many losses, unfortunately. A couple of his exhibition matches didn't go the way he planned, unfortunately, and that's what cost him. I think if he wasn't in an exhibition mood, and if it was all guns blazing, those losses could potentially have been wins. But he did still pick up a couple of flawless victories. He did pick up 7 full clears, and he did get a triple whammy this month.
And rounding out our coverage of Div 1 Elite and for the month is Ando, going 8-4. 8-4. Excellent. Rambam is going to be kicking himself a little bit. Ando, be proud of the fact that you did better than Rambam this month. And he was consistent. Every single week was a 2-1. Just tons of consistency. A couple of them, I'm trying to remember. I think Ando has said that some of them he kind of forgot about. Maybe a little drunk while he was dealing with them. Some battles against Fatal, and apparently Fatal, the streak of losing against Fatal will continue. But hey, no, 8-4 is not bad, especially compared to Rambam. Decent job, Ando.
And there is the table for the Elite. Klesso is at the top this month. Nobody with a perfect run, unfortunately.
No.
Which was a surprise. I must admit, when I first saw the monthly roundup table from Paul, I was surprised to see that nobody had a perfect run. But, I mean, we are talking about the tippy top of Division 1, so it's not as easy at this end of Division 1 to get 12-0 than it is at the lower end of Division 1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But hey, still some really, really good averages in there. It was just Heinze that kind of really got screwed over by the RNG Gods.
I know if we did a sort of this list by banners, Heinze would be probably about in the middle of the pack there.
He would, yeah.
Probably maybe towards the lower part of the middle of the pack, but still doing really well.
Yeah.
His performance was good. It's just that he got out-bannered in just single digits at times.
Yeah, and I think that the defense, I think one of the reasons why his performances are getting better is because he's going for all-out offense.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can tell just by looking at the number of defensive holds in a month, it's single digits. So clearly he is trying to go for banner proficiency and go for an all-out attack, which is perfectly fine when you've got 3 or 4 GLs. But he needs to find just a handful of squads that he can put on defense just to give him the defensive holds he needs to be able to change those single-digit round banner losses into single-digit round banner wins. But apart from that, everybody else had a really, really good month. These short messages.
SWGOH.GG is your one-stop site for the raw data behind the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. From complete gear lists to intuitive stats behind all of your favorite holotable heroes. SWGOH.GG has it all. With a .GG account, you can get a complete view of your own roster, see how you match up against other players, and even check out the history of your own Grand Arena Championship matches. You can also see what your opponent used on you to give you a better understanding of counters and team compositions to improve your gameplay. Did you know that they also have some great Patreon features as well? Ad-free browsing of their site, guild information, and manual information requests are included in their 3 levels of Patreon support. Check out the site for more details. That's SWGOH.GG. Unleash your holotable potential today.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content. And also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Hello there, we're back again, but we're doing this. It's this scene.
I know, this is different for us.
This is different for us, yes. And it's different because in this segment, instead of doing an interview, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Premier League. We're going to talk about how we are going to move forward with Season 2 of GACenter. Because obviously one of the big changes that we made halfway through the season was because of the increasing number of competitors in Division 1 and those people being promoted from Division 2, Division 3, Division 2 to Division 1. I mean, we're up to, what, 40 competitors?
A large majority of our players, I think as our viewers will notice, our segment 1 is getting shorter and shorter by the month.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, like, even just doing the monthly coverage, we banged through that one in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even 15 minutes. And that was including, the 5-minute start, our intro and everything like that. But yeah, and the big thing as well is that, at the start of this, we had everyone together in Div 1, but as we added more and more people, we had to split it up by GP, and then we had to do another split by GP. And this time around, we had to do it a little more hard set numbers. So we ranged it from, what was it? 4.5
to 5.5. 5.5 to 6.5, and then 6.5 onwards.
And so kind of one of the good things about this idea of a Premier League is that, we get to still take Neil, I'll let you explain it.
Okay,
kind of
so
what
the way that the Premier League is going to work is what we're going to do is we're going to take the 10 statistically best players out of Division 1, and they will be showcased in the Premier League. So it's going to be so we'll still do Freshman Division 1, we'll still do Standard Division 1, and we'll still do Elite Division 1, but right at the end, we're going to cover the 10 best Division 1 players that we've got out of everybody that's in Div 1, so that you can really, really see the comparison between the hardcore theory crafters, the hardcore people that really know their defenses, the people that know how to attack, the people that know the off meta counters, the creme de la creme of the content creating
monsters.
Yeah, absolute creme de la creme. And what we're going to be doing, and the way it's going to be qualified, and I'm going to bring up a table in a moment that shows you what the current standings for the Premier League would be if it was based on the results now, is what we're going to do is we're going to take the 8 best statistical players from the Division Elite and the Standard Division. And because it is easier for some than others in the Freshman League to score and to get better stats, because the competition isn't as tough at the bottom end of League Division 1, all we're going to do is take 2. So we're only going to take 2 out of the freshmen, and the remaining 8 in the Premier League are going to be taken from the best of the Standard and the Elite Division. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate those players every single year, and it's going to be based purely on merit. So we are going to have 10 people in next season's Premier League, and when we crown a champion, we haven't decided what they're going to win yet, but they are going to win something. There will be a prize for the champion of the Premier League. It's just what we're going to do.
Now, we're not talking like a monetary prize or anything. We're talking about just like something for them to be able to say, hey, look at this. Like we've been talking about how the person with the most losses, which for a while was Thaddeus. Now it's looking like Paul Anthony is taking a chance at that crown there. It's not really a crown. It's gonna be a dunce cap. I've got a bunch of 5-year-olds who are working on that right now, actually, as we speak.
That there's going to be a prize.
Ooh, gonna be a prize. Okay.
Yep. So there's going to be a trophy. There will be a trophy.
Ooh.
So there's going to be a trophy for whoever wins the Premier League, just like there will be trophies for people who win the Elite and people who win the Standard and people who win Div 1 Freshman and 2 and 3 and 4. There will be trophies to the winners. It's probably going to be a cardboard cutout of a shape of a trophy wrapped in tin foil, but a trophy nonetheless.
Is the tin foil going to at least be gold leafed?
No, it's going to be an aluminium foil.
Aluminum.
But aluminium. But the winner of the Premier League is going to have the bragging rights for basically, the best content, the best GACer, basically the best GACer. And what we're going to do year on year is 4 people will be relegated. So whoever the bottom 4 are, they're going to get relegated. And the people that get promoted, because there needs to be an incentive. We need to give an incentive to the freshmen, the standard, and the elite Division 1 players, and to the Div 3, Div 4, and Div 2 players that are coming up. There needs to be an incentive for them to get into the Premier League. And, there will be a prize for whoever wins the Premier League. So 4 people will go down, and then the winner every year afterwards, what it will simply be is whoever wins the elite division, whoever wins the standard division, and whoever wins the freshman division will automatically get promotion. And then
also, just for a quick correction, it's 6 months. It's for the course of the season, not for like a full year.
Yeah, it's not a full year. Our season's 6 months. And then the fourth competitor to get promoted to the fourth person to become promoted to the Premier League every season will be the highest, the statistically best runner-up. So it'll be first from all of the divisions, and then the fourth person getting promoted into the Premier League will be the runner-up, who is the best statistic, and it could be from any of the 3 League One divisions. So. Here we go. This is what the table is like now. Not that.
I've not seen this myself.
Paul, yeah. Paul sent this to me. Blair hasn't seen this yet. So
this is new to me, and so we see right away. We've been talking about him a little bit. Bitcoin has only lost to his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So
he has. So that's why he's there.
In like little invisible marker up above Bitcoin with Bitcoin's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should. But the names that you see on this list, they're the names you expect to see on there. So you expect to see Bitcoin, you expect to see Mike, you expect to see Endor, Klesso, Zarath, Solo. Those are the names you expect to see on there. Now, obviously, currently, you've got the 4 outliers here. That's Ranger, Finn, Moon, and whatever. Now, those guys can be knocked out. I mean, anybody that's in this league can be beaten. So if you're a competitor and you're in chat and you think, oh, you know what? I'm just behind Ranger. I'm just behind him. Maybe you're on the same round wins as Ranger, but you're losing on banners. You too can make it to the Premier League. So yes, but this is what it looks like currently. Obviously, we've got another 2 months of the season to go, which will allow for mistakes to be made. It'll allow for the wrath of the RNG gods to befall our competitors, and it will allow for the best of the best to really, really rally their game and get some points on the board and maybe join the likes of Endor and Klesso and Zarath and Solo in the Premier League. I mean, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. At the start of season 2, that's the league you want to be in. You want to be competing against the big boys.
So we've got the big boys, then the big boys, then the big boys, and then this is the
big
to the
boys.
4th power.
Huh?
Big to the 4th power?
Yeah, big to the power of 4.
Big to the power of 4.
Big to the power of 4. Yes.
No, this is something that's interesting. Yeah, in our chat, Solo is saying size matters. Yes. This is something that Neil and Paul have actually been doing a lot of work on. I just because of life and stuff like that, I've not had as much input in on this, but truth be told, both of you have been doing a ton of work on this, and I think this is something that will be interesting to see going forward, and really seeing how it shapes out, especially as we go. We see how this looks like at the end of month 5, and then more importantly, when we finish out month 6, we finish out the first official season of GACenter.
Yeah, and we will show this table at the monthly roundup for round 5, and obviously we'll show it at the monthly roundup for round 6 because that will be the end of season show.
This will have to be something special that we like say, hey, who are you expecting to see in the Premier League? Based on how everyone's been playing over the course of month 6, where do you think they end up at? And yeah, this is going to be interesting.
I'm sure Moon will run a book.
Yes, he will, and do some potty power or whatever it is that you all talk
about. Poddy power.
Poddy?
Poddy. Poddy power.
So duh instead of tuh.
No, it's it's a parody of Paddy Power. There is a betting, an online betting group.
I've been waiting for you to explain this.
There's an
online.
online.
I don't think you've done it.
There's an online betting organization in the UK called Paddy Power. Okay, and all Moon has done is taken out the A and switched it with an O. So that he's not infringing on any copyright. But no, there is something else that I wanted to discuss. Obviously, you've seen the tables now. One of the things that I have done recently is I have codified the regulations for the GAC League. So competitors, the regulations that all competitors follow. So I'm going to bring that up onto the table right.
And definitely on this as well, kind of a note with all this is that, some of this stuff is subject to change. And there's definitely some understanding that life happens, we get it. And
all of that. Here's the thing: these regulations, I've just written them down. The regulations themselves, everybody that's currly in the league already follows them.
Yeah, generally, most
and the reason why everybody,
even without saying about it.
Yeah, I mean, we basically, when we were coming up with the general concept for the show, we basically came up with some kind of regulations. But back then they weren't regulations; it was criteria. So we were looking for a set laid out, fixed criteria that we could say, right, all of these content creators fit this criteria for being able to put into the league. So as you can see, all GAC rounds must be streamed or posted on content creators' channels, whether it's Twitch or YouTube, even Discord. Even Discord is acceptable. You just got to have somebody watching you. And the reason for this is so that, if anybody came to us and said, how do you know that so-and-so wasn't using an APK hack? How do you know that competitor wasn't using an APK hack to win? We can easily refute it by saying, well, they've streamed it, they've posted it. So it's basically for that. And it kind of helps if you have if a competitor has a really, really good round, we can then say, oh, go to this person's YouTube channel, go to this person's Twitch channel and watch the replay. They had an absolutely mint GAC week and you should definitely go and watch it.
Yeah, part of this is just kind of naturally occurring for content creators if they're active in their craft. And obviously some people are changing, life changes for people, and so some people are moving in and out of Twitch or YouTube, and this is one of the things that we try to catch. So we want to try and make this about creators that are actively creating, that are contributing to the game. In this manner.
And next one, so it's a league show for GAC content. So if competitors don't participate in GAC by choice, then they are DQ from the league and replaced with a content creator who wants to do GAC. We've already done that this season. Unfortunately, the likes of Urza and Mobile Gamer, they just lost interest in the game and they quit. So we DQ'd them and we went to our reserve list and we integrated some new players. So it's, it's something that happens. People fall in love with the game just as much as they fall out of love of the game. So that's just something that we put in there so that, if somebody decides that they're not going to play like a mobile gamer or like an Urza, we can simply replace them and we're not leaving them there just going week after week and not reporting on something. Because the whole point of having the show is to have competitors that we can, that we can report on. And Urza and mobile weren't playing, and so we replaced them with people that we could report on.
Yeah, and like I would call myself kind of an example part of this as well. I don't play GAC for content creation or anything like that now. I'm not as focused on GAC like I was. So I backed out of GACenter so I could focus more on the stuff that I care about at the time right now. And so that way that we can put more effort into focusing on everybody else.
Missed join periods by accident or by bug will be written off as an 0-3 for the week. Unfortunately, many of us have had to suffer this, but we can't really come up with exceptions. Unfortunately, there is no way that we can just... We can't gift rounds to people. It has to be written off as an 0-3. So if you forget, it's an 0-3. If, like me and Mr. Jigabachi back in week 2 of this month, you join, but it doesn't get sent to the server, there's nothing you can do about it. You got bugged out. I got bugged out, so I had to live with an 0-3 that week, just as Mr. Jigabachi did.
And this is kind of to be fair to everyone. And also this avoids having to do funky math. Because then when we look at the tables, if we were to say that someone we regard them as the best, but they don't have as many round wins, or they have comparatively less battles overall than their competitors, then that's suspicious. That looks fishy, and that's something that we want to make sure that we kind of stay as true to with our reporting as possible.
If data is missing for a week from SWGOH.GG, it does happen, then we will report it in the show based off your report. So every now and then, sometimes, and we do get it every time that the data goes from CG to SWGOH.GG, every now and then we'll get 1 or 2 people and the data just goes missing. It just goes walkies. So when our master of statistics, Sep, does the scrape, there's no data. So if you don't submit a report, then during the show, you'll be reported as no data, no reports. I mean, I do put underneath their reports. They're not mandatory, but, it'd be nice to see one from time to time. And if you do a report and your data from CG to SWGOH.GG is kind of bugged out, at least we can put something on your stat card and we can report you.
We have a lot of reports that have been, that we've been able to work with, especially we have some people that have been putting excellently detailed reports in, and again, they're not mandatory, and it's not like it's not like we're wanting an essay.
No, absolutely not.
At the very least, just something that what happened this week, and we've taken all of them and worked with what we get. They are nice to have. They definitely help us in terms of the turnaround schedule that this show undergoes, especially during the weeks. But obviously, we still go and refer to SWGOH.GG for a lot of our information. So, a report just means a little bit less time that we get to spend with the people that help make the show happen, I guess. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so responding to tags from production crew is only required on show days. So we very sparingly use the competitor tag in the GACN server. But if we, if we kind of tag somebody on a show day, we do need a response. Not all the days of the week, just on the day of the show. I did put a little note there, note 3. If tagged on show days, it's because we need data at short notice. And that's usually the reason for the tag. The data gets passed from CG to SWGOH.GG. There's an error and the data hasn't been transferred.
Or we have a draw.
Yeah, and or it could be for a draw. So, for example, a draw might have occurred, and we might need to know which way it went. So, please, responding to tags on show day is kind of needed.
Well, and it's important as well because when we had that draw situation, SWGOH.gg reports draws as a loss.
Yes, they do. So responding to tags regarding draws, and we will put the tag specifically in the draw tab. So there's no issues there. So here's one. Competitors roasting each other is acceptable, but not constant tagging. If you tag a person too much, just for the sake of tagging them, the perk will be removed. Malicious insults or attacks on character will not be tolerated. You can attack an idea, a suggestion that is made, but cross the line and attack the individual, and we will find a replacement for you in the league. So if somebody comes up with, a completely whack counter to a 3v3 and they share it in the server, because competitors do share counters and stuff like that, you can say, oh my god, that has got to be the worst counter I think I've ever seen. It's dumb, stupid, and idiotic. That's acceptable. But going to the competitor, oh my god, you're a dumb idiot, is not acceptable. Yes. So attacking
we have to draw a very fine line there.
Yeah, again, and that is the line.
That talking about, the game itself and the idea of the game, and then talking about the character, the person behind the idea.
Yeah, exactly. So you can insult and you can insult and berate the idea all you like, just not the individual. And we've just been raided by Operation Metaverse. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on. Changes to in-game names, avatars, or links to channels need to be updated with a member of the production crew with the change, new name, or corresponding new .png file where new avatars are concerned, as they can't keep, we can't keep up with all of the changes that need addressing. So if you do get a new avatar and you want it on your stat card, let us know, drop us a tag, and send us the file. If your in-game name is something that you want to change to, from Make Mace Great Again to Plo Job kills all of the buzz droids,
clears the buzz droids,
just let us know. There we go. Plo Job clears the buzz droids. That's a
little bit of just housekeeping. That's not a
but so that's just a housekeeping thing. But if you want your stat card to be up to date with the latest avatar that you're running, or the latest in-game name that you're running, just let us know. Let us know. We want
it to reflect you as a creator.
Exactly. We just wanted to, and obviously one of the other things we would very much like is if you do start new channels or anything like that, drop us those links, because we've got them on a master sheet. So when we do have the opportunity to drop links in chat to a match or to a GAC week that was exceptional, and we want to point people in that direction, needing accurate links, very, very useful. Okay, so competitors past will only have access to the water cooler, while competitors present will have full server access. Competitors who leave or are DQ can still interact by the water cooler or choose to leave the server, but will no longer have the competitor tag. That's just so that we don't cluster things up. So as competitors come and go, we don't want, past competitors to leave the server, because you might still want to chat, but once we remove the competitor tag from somebody, you're literally just limited to one area of the server, but you can still chat and talk with all of the other people that continue to be competitors. So yeah, very important note one regarding people that aren't playing. So this is obviously the streaming or posting. Now, real life trumps this game, so if you miss GAC because of real life, like vacations or work commitments,
or
and failing to... Sorry, what?
Or an emergency.
Or an emergency, yes. Failing to stream or post, it's not an issue. It's not. Real life will always 100% trump this game. So there are... you don't even need to be apologetic for it. If you miss a week, or if you miss a couple of rounds, that's fine. There's no issues there whatsoever. It's going to have, bearing on your monthly and, league standings, but, nothing's going to happen there. But it does bring me on to the most important note of all, which is missing a total of 4 weeks in a season will get you DQ'd from the current season and replaced for the current and next season. Likewise, joining and not trying also gets you DQ'd. It's a league format, and this harkens back to the Urza mobile gamer thing. There's no point counting you against other competitors if you're not competing. Which is why when the likes of Urza and the likes of mobile kind of stepped away, we didn't move them out straight away. We gave a month, didn't we, Blair?
It was I want to say it was like a couple of weeks just to see.
It was I think it was the end of the season.
Join between the weeks.
Yeah, it was the end of the month, wasn't it? We brought in new competitors to replace the old competitors. So yeah, if people aren't competing, because we can pull people's data that have competed straight from SWGOH.gg. So if somebody misses a month in month 2 of a season, you know, and it might be for perfectly legitimate reasons, we can pull somebody else and we can bring somebody else into the league. And yeah, that is it. Those are the regs. But like I said at the start, before I started talking about this, these weren't regs. This was just a set criteria that we put together so that we could actually find a level playing field of competitors across all of the various divisions that fit this criteria. So this isn't so much for people that are already in the GACenter League, because the people in the GACenter League already follow these regulations and fit this criteria. This is more about next season, and any budding content creators that are brought into GACenter Season 2, because we do have plans to bring in some people. And, you know, there may be a few cases out there of competitors that just want to, you know, give it a breath, give it a breather, and just take a step back and don't want to have to constantly do GAC. But it's definitely going to be we're going to get some new Division 1 players in, some fresh blood, because we can do that. And obviously we're going to be taking 10 people out of the regular Division 1 tables and putting them in a Premier League. So there's going to be a few spaces here and there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is it. I mean, we're not that far off the end of the show, mate.
No, we're not. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is still we want to make sure that people are having fun with the game. That we're still enjoying the game, that we're enjoying what we're doing. That is the first priority over everything else. And that was, you know, one of the reasons why I backed off, was because I wasn't enjoying the game during that season, that season of time. And so, you know, I backed off, you know, started doing some other stuff, and I'm fine with that. So yeah. But we are actually towards the end of the show, Neil.
Yes, we are, mate.
Dang. Let's go ahead and we'll recognize some stuff here. We did get our raid from Operation Metaverse. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us and raiding us.
Yeah, thanks for the raid.
With a party of 14. Greatly appreciate that. We didn't get any follows or anything throughout the course of the show, but that's fine. We're in a real world. This sucks right now. We're not going to talk about real world. We're enjoying our SWGOH game. But no, guys, seriously, we thank you all for the support that y'all show us. For people that enjoyed this show. For the patrons that are participating in our patron board, that are wanting to be a part of this, that supports the Escape podcast, and the network as a whole. We appreciate all you guys as well. Just know that we love what we do, and we love seeing people be here and enjoying the show and enjoying everything that we're doing.
Absolutely.
So hey, Neil, what is happening around your all's part of Escape Podcast?
Well, I will be running a brand new format for GAC. I have been working my butt off to get the second studio up and running. And I now have a fully working second studio. So I've got obviously this one that, you know, that I normally set at. but literally on the other side behind this desk,
Mhm.
I've got a full green screen setup. I've got monitors, I've got keyboards, I've got mice. I have a HD camera pointing at it, and yeah, you are going to see a very, very different GAC from me next week, and it's going to be a lot of fun doing it.
This is gonna be interesting to see and hear. Yeah.
I'm
anything other
literally
than
going to
in
be
terms of show?
putting myself on the field of battle, mate.
Ooh. What about elsewhere within the network?
Well, what else we've got going on is The Mandalorian has returned. So every single
I
Sunday,
haven't seen the episodes yet, so
I'm not going to talk about the. I'm not going to talk about the episode. Don't worry. I will not be doing any spoilers. I don't do that. No, but what we do is, if you are a, excuse me, if you're a sub, on Twitch, what we will be doing is a live watch party on Sunday here on the Escape Pod cast channel, and then immediately after we've watched the episode, we will be going to Going Nerdy, and we'll be talking about the episode where last season we did Talking Mando, and this season we will be talking Mando. So live watch party on this channel, straight over to Going Nerdy, and then we'll be doing that. We have a Jackbox Nights is back on Mondays with Paul, because Jackbox 3 finally came out. Paul always said that
I think
he
it
was...
Jackbox 7.
Is it Jackbox 7?
There's 7 iterations of Jackbox.
7 iterations. Well, he always said that Jackbox was going to return when the new version came out. It has. Obviously, then we've got Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed, which is always recorded on Thursdays live with Paul and the Llama. And then we have our flagship show every single Friday.
And this week is a special episode.
This week is a special episode, yes. It is the end of Season 3 finale. So, yeah, you definitely do not want to miss that. Trying to line up a very, very special guest. Keeping my fingers crossed, but hopefully I'll get the person that I'm trying to get hold of.
Yep.
What about you, Flair? What you got going on this week?
Let's see. In my circle, I'm gonna be honest. It's still another one of those weeks are kind of busy, so I'm trying to figure out, just kind of what I'll be able to squeeze in time wise. We're in November. The camp is starting to gear up for the holidays. In terms of designs, that's kind of one of the big things I'm working on right now. In terms of games, streaming, and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm wanting to kind of sit down and do some story games and stuff like that. I need to go back and finish Dark Souls as well. But then we've been talking about some stuff that
we have been talking about some retro games, haven't we?
You and I would like to sit down and do some retro games here eventually. Talking about some old classics that I played growing up with, even though they were older than I was at the time. But yeah, no. So that stuff will maybe come down the line at some point. Who knows? But yeah. Anything else, Neil?
No. I think we're good, mate. We are at the end of the show.
All right, we are at the end of the show, guys. Again, thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate the crap out of you guys. Just take care, stay safe out there. Be good people. Wear your masks. Be nice to each other, dadgummit. And as always, we will see you guys next week for another edition of GACenter as we start off month 5. I'm excited. Neil?
Yes.
Push that button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
See you guys.